Yeah, you read the title, you know what's going down. Cue intro.
Insert intro here.
Now, before you pounce in the comments, at least hear me out, okay? What does it matter? You're probably halfway through typing your angry comment, and we're only a few seconds in. But before we get to the main point, let's talk about what corruption really is and how it's afflicted. In its purest form, corruption is the deterioration of the mind which leads to malformations throughout the body. It causes a Jim to revert to a primitive stage with animalistic instincts. Now, another name of corruption is damage from the diamonds, so we know it must be caused by the diamonds. In the episode Same Old World, we see a flash of light, which appears to be what causes corruption, but in the episode Monster Reunion, Centipedal/Steven describes corruption as a sound and a song. So in layman's terms, corruption is a song sung by the diamonds, maybe Black Diamond, that scrambles and deteriorates the brains of any Jim that hears it. There is another factor that seems to be present in corruption, and for that we need to take a look at Jasper. Jasper's mind begins to corrupt after she fuses with the ocean Jasper, leading to some unruly side effects. Now, as Jasper and Steven talk, her corruption gets worse until she fully corrupts. As the conversation goes on, Jasper gets angrier and angrier, and by the end she's screaming. If you notice, the angrier she gets, the faster she corrupts, which leads me to believe that a Jim's mental state directly correlates with corruption, and that what we consider negative emotions also directly affect corruption. So with all this setup out of the way, it's finally time to address the title. Why can't corrupted Jims heal? The reason is the mind of a Jim is too complex to revert from something like corruption. Corruption deteriorates a Jim's mind, reverting it into a primitive state that they can't come back from. We've seen in the past Jims have a high cognitive process. They can dream, they can love, they can communicate with written language, they can think ahead and create long-term goals and ambitions. These are all complex actions that corruption takes away. Corruption isn't a mental illness like PTSD or anxiety disorder. It's different because it tears the mind apart, causing a sort of primal reversion. Regaining these complex cognitive processes would be impossible after corruption because a Jim's mind would no longer resemble what it once was. By all scientific means, there is no way corruption could ever be healed. And that's the way it is sometimes. Sometimes there are forces out of our control that we can never hope to change. It's sad when you think about it, but that's just how it works. But I am overlooking one important fact that turns this entire theory on its head. The fact that Steven Universe, in its most basic form, is a kids show. Steven Universe is a mature show that does a great job tackling adult topics, but with such a widespread appeal that we tend to forget it is a family/kids show. So what if all the science is against corrupted Jims? They're still going to be healed because it's the right thing to do. It's what will happen within the show. Now, if you've ever seen one of my reviews, you may know I tend to spend a lot of time on morals because I believe morals are one of the most important parts of storytelling. So for corrupted Jims not to be healed would go against one of the core morals of Steven Universe. That is forgiveness. Teaching that people can change as long as you believe in them and that you believe in yourself. So how do we actually heal corrupted Jims? Well, luckily for you, I've created an easy 5-step plan to heal corrupted Jims. Also, I'll be using Centipedal as my example because she just fits into this perfectly. So step 1 is to train the corrupted Jim. Kind of like you would train a dog, because by training them, it allows you to use more of their cognitive abilities. It allows them to create a sense of normality from their crazy animalistic style world. Step 2 is to heal them. By healing them, it repairs part of their broken mind, allowing for higher levels of cognitive thought. Step 3 is to have them use their higher cognitive processing to basically force their stress on those parts of their brain by doing things like reading and writing, accessing memory, and developing relationships. This uses up more of the brain processing area and allows for farther development. Of course, this can create problems that can cause reversion because corruption is linked to stress. Step 4 is to confront them, right? Help them relieve the stress, kind of finish their unwanted business, kind of like a ghost, right? Just give them some sort of sense of peace. Like, I bet you if at the end of the episode Monster Reunion, if Steven had kissed Centipedal, she would have uncorrupted even more than she did earlier in the beginning of the episode. And then also also, as part of step 4, you have to repeat step 2 and 3 until you've come to a point where you can no longer unlock any higher cognitive processing levels. And in step 5 is you have to enter the mind of the gym. You have to enter their mind and find the root of the corruption and destroy it. In whatever forms that takes, we don't really know. I don't know if you'd have to destroy it using violence or words, only time will tell. But you have to get it at its roots. And yeah, that's basically it. Those 5 steps are all you need to take a corrupted gym and revert it back to its original state. Well, there's a little asterisk here. That's personal. I really do hope when a corrupted gym is healed, they're left with scars that serve as a constant reminder of their corruption. Again, this is more of a more personal hope. Plus, it does show that no matter what, corrupted gyms can never be what they once were. And that's okay. You have to keep moving forward. You have to pressure yourself to do better even in the face of all this adversity. And yeah, that's my long-awaited corrupted gym theory. A little anticlimactic, really. Now, the reason this finally came out was because I promised you it would, 3 months ago? And even though I do have the next few theories almost done, it was really starting to bug me that I didn't release this one. So I was finally like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna take the original script, the second script, cut it in half, and just rewrite it from the ground up. And yeah, that's the video you saw today. Still, I hope you all enjoyed. Feel free to tell me your thoughts in the comments below. And until next time, peace.